Hello and welcome back to Dee Dee's Mediterranean Kitchen. Today I'm going to be making a taif. Some places call it kataif. It's a pancake that's filled with a custard. It's served a lot during the holidays, during Ramadan, during Easter, during all of the holidays. It's served. It's really filling. It's kind of a heavy dessert, but it's very traditional. You're gonna love it. I'm gonna show you how to make the pancakes first, or the pancake mixture. Then we'll make the custard filling, and then we'll put them all together. If you want this written out recipe, make sure you go to my website at www.ddmed.com. And if you need any rose water or orange blossom water, go to my store link on my website. Join my social network, and there you can ask questions and get answers from all kinds of people all around the world talking about Mediterranean cuisine. Now, we're going to start off. I'm going to show you the ingredients for the pancake mixture. We need flour, some wheat flour, milk, some baking powder, some active dry yeast, some sugar, and some water. You just mix them all up in a bowl, just like that, and you get a nice thick mixture, but not as thick as pancake mixture. It's a little bit thinner, and that's how you want it, because these pancakes are not going to actually rise too much. We don't want them to rise too much or to be too thick, because we're going to pinch them together to make these little boat versions that are stuffed with the custard. You're going to mix all the ingredients together, and then you want to let this batter sit for about 20 minutes to let the yeast activate. After you let it sit for 20 minutes, then we are able to make the pancakes. Now come over and I'm going to show you how to make the custard. Now this custard we're going to make is called ashta. It's a milk-based custard. I'm going to start off with 2 cups of whole milk. Alright, 2 cups of 2% or fat-free milk, whichever one. Some people make this with just straight up half and half. Some people mix it up. And then I want to add a cup of heavy cream. Now we're going to put all the ingredients in the pot, and then we're going to stir it up until it's well combined and thick. I love adding cream because it adds such a wonderful flavor and creaminess, that's why it's called heavy cream, to the custard. Next we're going to add about 3 tablespoons of sugar. Just like that. And then we're going to add, keep it on low heat, medium low heat. We're going to add the cornstarch. I dissolved the cornstarch in some water because you don't want it to clump up. You always want to dissolve the cornstarch before adding it to anything because you don't want it clumped up. I have some white bread. I'm going to add 7 pieces of white bread, just plain white bread. I took the crust off. You don't want the crust in there. I'm just going to piece it up into the mixture. It's kind of like a bread custard filling. The breads are really going to dissolve in the milk as it warms up and as we stir it. So you're not going to see any chunks of bread. So don't be afraid. Just clump it up like that until it's all inside. Give it a stir in between. You don't want to scald the milk. And as you're stirring and adding the bread, you'll see that it does start to get thicker. After we finish adding all of the bread, we're going to add some orange blossom water and some rose water. They also add a great aspect of flavor to the dish. I just finished adding all of the bread, and as you can see, it dissolves in the milk mixture. Now, I want to tell you this. Some people do not add bread. Some people add just corn flour and the milk, and they let it go until it gets thick. Some people add rice flour to thicken it. So there's a lot of different ways that you can thicken a milk custard. I like doing the bread just because that's how my mom made it, my grandmother, all my aunts. So it's a tradition in our family to make it this way. So you can see all the pieces of bread have dissolved. You just want to stay by the oven and keep stirring it. And as you stir it, you'll see it starts to get thicker. You want to stir it until it's really thick, a really thick custard pudding consistency. When it gets to that point, we're going to take it off the stove, or we're going to put it in a bowl. As you can see, our custard is really thick now. I'm going to turn down the heat all the way. I want to add a little bit of rose water. And I want to add a little bit of orange blossom water. And you want to stay stirring. You don't want to move away, or your custard's going to get stuck to the bottom. So just like that. It's thick enough now, we're going to take it off the heat. So I'm going to put the custard into a bowl. What we're going to do after that is you want to leave it out on the countertop, and you want to stir it every about 10 to 15 minutes. As the custard, it'll start to dry out and it gets even thicker. So after an hour, you want to cover it with saran wrap and you want to put it in the refrigerator. You can do this ahead of time if you're preparing this dish. You can do the custard a day before, a day or two before, so that you don't have to do it last minute. I want to show you this. See how thick it is now? I prepared this earlier. I had it in the refrigerator, and it's thick. And that's what you want, because that's what we're going to use to stuff the pancakes. I'm going to put this aside, and I'm going to show you how to make the pancakes now. So I have a non-stick pan here. Some people like to use oil or butter when they're making the pancakes. I don't, because the non-stick pan makes it so that they don't stick and I don't have to use any of the extra fat. So I have it on medium-low heat. I just want to add enough until it's about a 3-inch diameter, just like that. We're not going to touch it. We're going to leave it and we're going to watch it. You're going to see how the bubbles form. And as the bubbles form, the pancake cooks. Now, we're going to let it cook until the top is no longer wet, until you can't see any of the wet batter anymore. That's when it's done. We do not flip this pancake. This is how we make it. You cook it on one side, and the rest of it cooks from the heat of the bubbles. So just watch. See how it's no longer shiny and it's cooking in the center. So I would say it takes about 30 seconds to cook each pancake. If you have a nice large pancake pan, you can cook them in there. You can cook them faster that way. It's good to cook them all at the same time and then let them cool a little bit, and then we're going to stuff them. See, it's pretty much done. Give it a couple more seconds. That's it. We're ready to go. You want to cook it until it's nice, and I want to show you the other side. Nice and brown. Put it in a plate and just keep going until you're done. So I finished cooking up my pancakes. It took about 20 minutes to finish the whole batch. I want to show you how pretty these pancakes look, and you can see all the holes in all of them. It looks like Swiss cheese, but it's not. I'm going to make them into this. The way we get this little pocket, see, there's a hole in the pocket. It's a nice little boat shape. You want to grab one of these, fold it over, and you want to pinch just one side, just like that. The reason we don't cook the top side of the pancake is so that we can close it up without having to use anything. And it stays closed as long as you pinch it up really tight. You can see it like that. See how it's nice and closed? We're going to fill this part with the cream, a little bit of pistachio. Now I do want to tell you, there are some people who fill these with sweet cheese. Sometimes you can fill them with ground up walnuts or pistachios with a little bit of sugar, a little bit of cinnamon. You can fill it up with the nuts, close it all up, and then some people deep fry them. and then cover them with the utted or the simple syrup. It does taste amazing. It's a little bit more work. You cannot fry them if you're going to use the custard filling. It'll just melt away, so you don't want to do that. But if you do want to experiment with that, fill them with the nut filling, which is just any kind of nut that you want, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of cinnamon, stuff it in, and then close it all the way, and then just deep fry it for a couple of minutes till it's a little bit more brown. Take it out, put it on a paper towel, let the oil, absorb in the paper towel, and then just cover it with some of the simple syrup. Today I'm just making it with the custard. So we have another one of these. I just want to do a couple more, show you how it's done. It's really easy. And then we're going to fill them with our custard. These are so easy to make. You can make them a day in advance. If you're going to have guests over, make them a day in advance, store them in the refrigerator. Or you can just assemble them the day that you're having your guests over. You can assemble them the day before. They have a pretty good shelf life of about 2 days if they're refrigerated. So just like that. It's so simple. See? So we have a couple of these. I want to show you, if you have a piping bag, it's a lot easier. I know a lot of you don't have a piping bag readily available, but you do have one of these plastic bags. So we're going to get the custard, and I want to put it in here because we're going to pipe it into our little pancake pockets. Just pour it on in. Just like that. Close it. You want to go to one of the corners. Twist the top, and then we're going to cut a hole in it. I'm going to move these over so you guys can see. With a pair of scissors, you want to cut a hole, and then we're going to pipe it in here. So you hold it with one hand, piping in the other, just fit it in there and just pipe it out. Just like that. You want to make sure it sits right. You don't want to overfill it. I think I've overfilled that one. Just like that. I'm just going to keep doing them, show you how easy it is. Oops. See how pretty they are? You want to make sure you let your pancakes cool before you fill them with the custard. Just like that. What you're going to do is you can either sprinkle some of the pistachio on top with your hand, or you can just get it and dunk it in like that. And then arrange it in a plate. I'm going to show you how to get this all nicely arranged. Dunk it in, just like that. And you can serve this with either the utted, or you can serve it, which is a Mediterranean simple syrup, or you can serve it with some honey if you don't feel like making the simple syrup. So you're just forming it like that. I should put these guys over here. I'm going to finish doing this, and I'm going to show you how it looks so nicely arranged. So I've finished filling my pancakes. I want to show you how pretty this dish looks when you arrange it like that. Oh, and if you take it somewhere, make sure you do refrigerate this because it is a custard and you don't want it to get warm. They are served cold. You can serve them with some simple syrup or some honey, just like that, and just drizzle it on top. You don't want to overdo it, but just a little drizzle on top goes a long way. It's a great dessert. It's beautiful. It's great to eat with the eyes as well as the mouth. You're going to like it. Your friends are going to like it. It's easy to put together. And I hope you email me, leave me comments, let me know what you think, and join me again for Dee Dee's Mediterranean Kitchen.